Good evening, Julie.
Good evening, Christine.
Yeah, it's August the 29th, 2023, and...
Yeah, summer is it's already gone.
Well, most of it's gone.
Most of it's really too bad. Well, you know, that's life, eh?
Well, it just seemed to have whizzed right by us.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yeah, but at least we work all summer long, so that was a good summer.
Oh, yes, we've been working hard on the videos and everything.
Very hard.
And seeing and doing things and trying to get what's going on down here for people. And, of course, I always show you the my videos that I put up when I do them. And you're certainly aware of that spot for the when people shooting up on that spot. It's
correct.
This is one of our real hot spots down here that we have.
Really hot, but now they're getting busted.
Well, I don't know about busted, but boy.
Well, a couple places.
But I know even last year there, you probably remember when all the tents were set up there and they kept having to move them in that stretch of greenery there across from where the murder took place. And
yes, that's it.
Yeah, and I remember I had an altercation with one woman there. She wouldn't move. She had a small dog and she refused to move. And I remember when she was finally moved, she only moved across the street in the grass. So she had her tent set up there one morning, and I'm walking by, and she's screaming at me for my dog. And Heidi was just walking quietly beside me because her dog came out of the tent all upset because my dog was there, and she was telling me to get off the sidewalk. So,
oh really?
Yeah,
well, it must be them. They should do the cleanup of themselves.
Well, this is and of course it was her dog that came right out of the tent where she was sleeping and lunged at my dog. So I pulled my dog back, and I looked at her, and she tried this a couple of times, and I looked at her, and I said, this is a public sidewalk. I've got as much right as anybody to be on the sidewalk, so leave it.
Yeah, that's it, leave it.
Yeah.
And stop bullying me all the time, because they're good for that at the mission, too. You know, yeah, so lately.
Yeah, well, like I said, her dog was more important than my dog, and yet I've got a service dog. And she's just got this yappy little one. I mean, I understand why she's got the dog. She loves the dog and everything. But I've got as much right on the sidewalk as she does with her dog.
That's it. You know, and there's no controlling nobody. You can control your own life. Hey, especially down here.
So this is one of the big problems. And then, of course, last year, all the junk at the side of the house and between the houses there. And you know what it was like. It was pretty well knee-deep in some of it. You know,
really disgusting, and 6-7 rats around. Yeah. Every morning I see them sitting there with full of garbage everywhere, and it's so disgusting for the city.
Well, that's why they owners put up that. Well, it was a nice fence that was up there. You certainly remember that nice fence that was there until.
Yes, I do.
Until this spring. They almost decided they were going to tear it down because they really wanted to get in behind that fence. To start shooting up as well. But I've had every time you walk by, they're on the steps there, they're shooting up. Some people are just collapsed. Like, it's a very, very busy intersection right there.
Yes, it is. It's a business for them.
Yeah, well, I know. We've seen the dealers there as well.
Yeah, business of prostitution, dealing. Yeah. And the youths are getting younger and younger.
Well, that's for sure, but when they had the tents across the street, it was ideal because a dealer would come up, and we see them right there, serving everybody on both sides of the street in that case. That was last year. So it was starting to get really, really worse through the pandemic. We were starting to try and ring the alarm bells back then.
Yeah, and it seems so that it's more open. Like really more open now.
Oh, exactly. So I know you're seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. It's a shame that someone got killed, but I presume it was, like I said, it was in the apartment building, in one of the apartments that this guy was killed. And I remember you coming over to my place, and we were looking out and saying, what are the police doing there again? You know, and because they had the whole part of the street cordoned off again.
There you go, and they were just, they just found the body. You know, so it was a shooting. Yeah, or they always get stabbed.
Well, it's usually one or the other, and I mean...
One or the other.
I mean, there's, they always talk about, most of the homeless people, they leave you alone. But when they get high, you just never know what they're going to do. And I know even yourself, you know, one of the things about going out at night, even yourself, you wonder, am I being followed by somebody? And
well, you know what though, we always get followed somewhere, because around here at the Shepherd, like, you know, where everywhere else, there's always stalkers around us, you know, and and they're really dangerous, psychos.
Well, I know, and I even talked to the ones that I call the garbage dumpsters there, you know, the garbage divers is what I call them, you know, and I talk to everybody down here, and I mean, even some of them are worried, and they're after dark, and I know that they even admit that they're carrying knives on them too, because they're scared. And I can understand, because these guys are so desperate. When you look at what's happening with the shoplifting and that, and just to grab and run with them, that's what they're afraid of, is because when they go into the dumpsters, they're looking for the cans and stuff to cash in, or the bottles. And of course, they're afraid that they're going to get jacked too, and the bottles are going to, the bottles are going to be taken off of them, so they won't be able to make a lot of their money and stuff. So there's a lot going on, but I know you can definitely confirm what was going on down at that down the street there as well, with the rats and everything else, because you've seen it too. First thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning.
Yep, first thing in the morning.
5:30, 6 o'clock when I'm out.
Yeah, this was about 8 o'clock. This was about 8 o'clock in the morning when I was going by with Heidi, and so she'd never seen rats before, so she almost tried to take off on me. I had to hold her back at that time. But then again, like I said, everything is going to have to work itself out. And what was good tonight was, I want to let my viewers know that some of you may have already seen her. They came in from Montreal a few weeks ago. They filmed not only our counselor, but people in the area. You were one of the ones that was interviewed. You were on the, I can't pronounce it in French, but it was a
Radio Canada.
Radio, okay.
Radio Canada.
Okay.
And it's in Montreal, yes. And it's a TV channel.
Okay. Because they also so we saw it in French last week, and it was really good what you said in French at that time.
I got so much compliments again today, so yeah.
I know, everybody. But then again, now they've re-put it out in English, and the English version, so we were able to watch it on the CBC News here in Ottawa at the 6 o'clock news.
So French and English all week.
And they did an excellent job, because what they filmed was what we were actually seeing over the time period.
That was perfect, and I thank them very much.
And the unfortunate thing is, too, I mean, even the driver that drove the reporter down here, I was talking to him, and he said, I grew up here in Ottawa, and I can't believe what I'm seeing down here either. It's just incredible what I'm seeing.
It's getting worse than ever, yeah.
So I'm not going to talk too long, but I just wanted to let people know that you're now publicly, more than just on my YouTube, you're showing up all over the place now. So
well, I was like that at the mission too, a couple of years ago too. But I love the camera. I do. I like the attention. And it's time for the cleanup, and it's not finished.
It's too bad that we have to go to attention this way when we've got such a bad opioid crisis on our hands. So I'm going to leave it there for tonight.
Yeah, but the star is here. she knows everything around.
Oh, do I have to hit you over the head so we see the stars come out?
No, really not.
Okay. So we shall talk again soon, and you take care, Julie, and bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye. Take care.